Hello, dear friend. This is Harvest of Light. Yes, we are studying at 11 p.m. the book Ceifa de Luz or Harvest of Light by Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. Yes, this book was published in 1979 by the Brazilian Spiritist Federation. And Emmanuel in this book brings to us new insights, new opportunities to understand ourselves, understand others, and make our lives much happier. Okay? And today we're studying chapter 53. Yes, it's about trusting, trusting, having faith. That's precisely what we're going to be studying today. Yes, yes. What have we been studying? Emmanuel studied in the two previous chapters about how we transform the divine possibilities into opportunities. And we also studied how to do it in our relationships, especially in family, in our spiritual family, in the broader sense of the word. Now, if we don't believe it's possible, he's talking about faith. What is faith? Some people, they think faith, people are born with it. That faith is something that it's an inbuilt system. It doesn't exist. We'll see how. Faith is central in our lives. Some people even think that they don't have faith. They say, I don't have faith. You don't? No, I don't. And then I always ask somebody else to pray for me because I have a hard time believing or having faith or trusting. So, is it possible to acquire faith? Is it possible for us to boost our faith to other levels? Let's see what it is. Okay, I see many friends who joined us. Welcome, friends. And now I think we're ready for Emmanuel's explanation on faith. So he says, he quotes Jesus in Mark 11:22. Have faith in God. Emmanuel then explains, having faith in the discoveries and the combined observations by physicists, astronomers, and mathematicians, humanity has built the rocket with which it successfully explores the cosmic space. Having faith in the electromagnetic waves, humanity formed the basis of the television that today transmits the word and the image to long distances simultaneously in all the directions. Having faith in the immunological processes humanity initiated and developed by itself, it created the vaccine, eliminating the problem of contagious diseases that from time to time decimated thousands of existences in the world. Having faith in the school, humanity divided it into multiple sectors and established specific courses in order to serve the individuals from infancy to maturity, removing humanity from the harm of lack of knowledge and the scourge of ignorance. Having faith on the engine, humanity invented the automobile, in which it is transported from region to region as it wishes, attending to its own interests with incalculable gain of time. Also in that way, The individual will build up their own happiness by relying on the teachings of the Christ and practicing them as necessary. However, as it happens to the rocket, to the television, to the vaccine, to the school, and to the automobile, which work following the principles on which they are based on in order to offer the precious fruits. Also, in regards to aiding humanity, faith in the lessons of Jesus is only valid if it is exerted. Is that it? Yes. 6 paragraphs. Emmanuel is talking about faith. And we were asking, how do we boost our faith? How do we boost our faith? Emmanuel gives us examples. By having faith in the discoveries, we were able to build a rocket. So the scientists look and say, oh, this plus this, boom, because they had faith on it. Now for us, he says, we'll only build our happiness if we practice and rely ourselves on the teachings of Christ. So faith depends on our exercise. So if we had any doubt, by doing nothing, we're not going to build our faith. Okay? Sunshine is saying, by exerted, you mean expressed by. Let me go back to the Portuguese and tell you exactly, sunshine, the word. He says here, if it is actually used, okay? So he's talking about if the lessons of Jesus are used, right? So he's telling us that if we believe in goodness, if we believe in God's providence, if we believe that we were created for a good purpose, we're gonna boost our life, make decisions that are different than people who don't. And inevitably, our faith is going to go to another level. And the more we practice, the more we feel the presence of God, the more we feel divine, the more we feel the divine in others, the more we're going to have faith. So it's not something out of the blue. We're not born with a level of faith just because, but because of our own conquest. So when we look at somebody who says, man, that person has a lot of faith. They worked on it. They were not given. So nobody has another level of faith if they haven't worked upon. Our dear Dilson is saying, he transcribed here the passage from the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 19. Actually, right? Divine faith and human faith. Thank you so much, Adilson. That's certainly the reference here for us, and thank you for bringing it to everyone. And also, Carol is rephrasing it. The learns are put into practice. Exactly. So Adilson, as he puts it here from the Gospel according to Spiritism, let me bring it here. Okay? Exactly. So from that chapter, it brings to us precisely faith is the innate sentiment in human beings of their future destiny. Of course, it's an ability of the soul, like intelligence, but we need to develop it. It is on us to develop it. It is on us the opportunity of expanding that ability of the soul. But Emmanuel, as a wise educator, he tells us we will only make it happen if I practice. He says, the individual will build up their own happiness by relying on the teachings of the Christ and practicing them as necessary. So the difference between us and somebody who already displays clear levels of faith is because they have already worked, exercised in some way and form those teachings, the awareness. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's very hopeful because it shows to us that something is not a given. There is no privilege. Oh, Divaldo Franco was born with this nature of being more trusting in God, faithful. No, no, no. He, as an evolving soul like ourselves, he worked on it throughout many existences. The Dalai Lama and many others, Mother Teresa, they worked on it hard. When we read the book Paul and Stephen by Emmanuel, we see the level of faith in Jeziel, later Stephen, and we are in awe. He's seen his father being spanked to death. He is also spanked. He's sent to slavery. He's separated tragically from his sister. She's alone in the world. He doesn't go crazy. How come? Mother Mary, the most dramatic case. Who is the mother that is able to see the martyrdom of her child and not go crazy? Only Mother Mary. Only Mother Mary. Her faith, says Humberto de Campos, through Chico Xavier in the book Boa Nova, Good News, that her level of faith in God was so high that she really was able to go through the process without losing her sanity. And in the book Boa Nova, Good News, in a dialogue between Jesus and John the Evangelist, Jesus reveals to all of us that the highest virtue that somebody can have is to be faithful to God. So we're talking about building our happiness. So Emmanuel brings a parallel: faith and happiness, faith and happiness, faith and happiness. And no wonder nowadays we're seeing many people go really desperate in their lives. The levels of religiosity, spirituality on earth are expanding, but many people have forgot about cherishing their spirituality. And the levels of depression and anxiety are escalating. So Teresa Castro is saying, I'm thinking that by examining my past, this life, also boosts my faith, realizing how I've been cared for with hindsight. I think so too. And he's saying here, when we rely on the teachings and practice them as necessary, and when I think, Teresa, when you are saying that you revisit your life and you see how, you know, you are loved and cared for, you are applying these teachings. The lenses you are using to look back at your life and revisit yourself are the lenses of Christ consciousness or loving care. I don't think Emmanuel complicates our lives. You see how straightforward he is. In 6 paragraphs, he breaks down in a very pragmatic way. He says, almost mathematically, if scientists believe in their teachings and they are able to build things that are extraordinary, if schools, when you believe in schools, you can boost humanity and get rid of ignorance. When we believe in the machine, we can boost transportation on earth. What about the inner? When I believe in my affiliation to God. But what is, we often say, I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God. And Jesus came to reinforce to us, we're children of God. But what does that mean? As a child of God, Teresa Castro is saying how much I'm loved, cared for, and my duty as a child, rights and duties, to be compliant to God's laws. To be a child of God is to be part of the universe consciously, to feel that affiliation. And Jesus came to us to feel that affiliation. We are no longer going to feel alone. No, no, no. I am not alone. I'm no longer alone. Ah, this seems just so much Pollyanna. Come on. This La La Land of positivity. Well, but that's not La La Land. It's science already. And it's a rational understanding of life. Jesus was the first one. He came way before positive psychology. He's at the vanguard of humanity. He came to us and just focusing on the good. He never came to bring sad news. He didn't come to say, oh, you people were so terrible. No, he came and said, come on, let's keep focus on the good. He is a good coach and he's telling, come on, keep coming. You can do more. You're better than this. I know you. No matter where you're coming from, you can always come more. Give more of yourself. And he believed in us because he trusted. He had faith in God and he recommended to us. Have faith in God. So today, as we're studying this, it's feel yourself as if you are in a gym of the soul. And the coach Emmanuel is saying, command. It's a command. He brings from Jesus, have faith in God. Oh, but I don't believe my life is going to unfold to better things. Look at the mess in my life. Where's your faith? Where's your faith? Have faith in God. God, I don't know how, but you know. You know better than I. As Joseph of Egypt used to say, you know better than I, God. I don't know. But I believe in you and you know, so you're going to show me the way. And thus, Emmanuel says, I'm going to build my happiness. So way before positive psychology, way before neuroscience showed to us the imaging of the brain, sh- showing how our brains are activated by thinking the positive, by affirmations, visualizations of the good. Way before that, Jesus came and said, have faith in God. And he came at a time in which life was much harder than nowadays. Much harder. And yet, he said, focus on the good. You are a child of God. Have faith in God. But you know where we fail? When we think that we are God, the center of the universe. And then our universe collapses. Oh my gosh. But the universe is big, infinite, expanding, and God is in the center. The possibilities, as Emmanuel said 2 chapters ago, are countless. How can I, a finite being, put a limit to the limitless? Sometimes you talk to people about their lives and they say, but I don't think my situation is going to change. What do we know? We cannot see from a higher angle for God. There are 10,000 possibilities. If I have faith in God, I connect, calibrate myself, I open the doors to the possibilities, and then it's on me to work on the opportunity. Chapter Opportunity in Us. Teresa Castro. Okay. Dulce is saying, when our faith is strong, it is, I believe, what we are capable to accomplish. Sometimes people think that we are silly, but we should never care about it. I think Dulce is bringing up a point. When we see ourselves from the lenses of others, and as she's saying, we shouldn't. Jesus always taught us we should learn to see ourselves from the lenses of God. For God, you and I, and Mother Teresa, Jesus, Gandhi, Divaldo Franco, Chico Xavier, Martin Luther King Jr., and everybody, we're loved the same. No. Yes. Love equality. For God, we're all equal. God doesn't love Gandhi more than he loves us. No. What does that mean? It means that if we have faith in God, we're just reciprocating consciously what God does to us because God has faith in us. But who am I, Vanessa? You are a child of God. We sing this song and it seems silly. But on Monday, last week, in the minimalistic meeting, we'll never forget the spirits who came and said how powerful the singing of the song meant to them and changed their heart. Obsessors and humanity's helpers are loved by God the same. Faith is either human or divine, depending on whether people apply their faculties to their earthly needs or to their heavenly and future aspirations. Individuals of genius who pursue the accomplishment of some great enterprise that they can and must reach it. And this is certain, and this certainty provides them with immense power. Moral persons who believe in their heavenly future and who want fu- to fill their lives with noble and beautiful actions in the certainty of the happiness that awaits them, draw from their faith the strength they need, thereby accomplishing the miracles of charity, devotion, and selflessness. Finally, with faith, there are no evil tendencies that cannot be overcome. Wow. Thank you, Adilson. This is from chapter 19, Faith Moves Mountains, item 12, Divine Faith and Human Faith, the Gospel according to Spiritism. What a beautiful moment of collaboration here in this beautiful classroom with us. So are we being called today? Hmm? Today we're being called to build up our own happiness, says Emmanuel, by relying on the teachings of the Christ and practicing them. In regard to aiding humanity, faith in the lessons of Jesus is only valid if we practice them. It is possible. It is possible to overcome, as Kardec says here, overcome our difficulties by believing in our divine essence. We are children of God. We are children of God. We reincarnated to learn to do good. But I can't, yes you can. Reincarnation, the path of progress. Reincarnation, the opportunity. Reincarnation, the way to become good, to achieve true happiness. We are children of God. Yes. Thank you, Adilson, for bringing that up and bringing to us this beautiful chapter from the Gospel according to Spiritism by Kardec that complements Emmanuel's short and precise instructions. So have faith in God, friends. Tomorrow when we come back, we're going to give another level of exercise to our souls. It's about peace, the culture of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers because they will be called the children of God. Is it a coincidence? Not at all. Because we can only build peace if we believe. Do you believe? The exercise for us is to boost our faith by practicing something about these teachings that we have acquired and believing that they are applicable. Do you believe in it? Yes? So for now, would like to give you a huge hug and wish that we all together practice another level of faith wherever we are. Believe in yourself. Believe in the divine of humanity. Believe in the divine in nature, on earth and in the universe. And feel the good. Seek the good. Visualize the good. And mold this good with all the resources we have at hand. Have a beautiful beginning of the week. And until tomorrow, friends, God willing.